Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We are going to jump right in. This is the Samson Success Series. It is leveraging off of Jumpstart, and it is going to cover today how to leverage and use the free reports, the free newsletters, and your free website that you have. After training now, pushing 4,000 agents, I've learned a thing or two. So I like to make sure that agents know how to put their business together, just like the puzzle. And I left my puzzle pieces in the car, so sorry, usually I'm throwing them at you. But we want to make sure that you know how to put your business together. And so this is just one more big piece of the puzzle, is how to take the stuff that's free and use it to your advantage. So we are just going to go ahead and jump right in. First out, if you're watching online, hello there. Handouts are available in the Nest under resources. It's the first one up on the resource. This will be replayed online for a while, and then it will be re-recorded, broken down into segments, and posted up into the Samson University for you. So I'm a firm believer that we need to listen to these things, believe it or not, 3 to 5 times. That's how we learn. That's how our brains function. If you've got kids, you know that it's repeated and repeated and repeated. And you think about even when you went and got your real estate license, you covered the material in class, you reviewed it, you tested, which was another review, you did additional reviews before you went and tested. That's 5 times right there. So these are designed to be replayed, reevaluated. Check yourself, am I doing this? Do I know this? Am I doing it? How well am I doing it? So that's where I want you to kind of have the mindset that way. So always a special thanks to Cardinal Title, because they are the ones that sponsor all this training. So if you are getting any value whatsoever out of it, I hope that when you have the opportunity to do so, use Cardinal as a thank you. Also, I loved how they are showing us now how to encourage a buyer when you're representing the seller to use Cardinal. It can be done. So anyway, some more on that to come as well. So I want to give you a couple quick suggestions. First off, every session is designed with the front page of having a little checklist here. So kind of like your agenda. So I would encourage you obviously to print them out. What I want you to do is to write on these, color on them, use a lip liner, color pencil, I don't care, whatever works, whatever's handy. And then go ahead and 3-hole punch them. Oh wait, if you're in class, I did 3-hole punch them for you. Woo woo! And put them in a 3-ring binder. Because what I'm going to ask you to do is create your own customized education training manual. The reason for that is we had talked about in the beginning of putting them all together, and I said no, because I want to be able to update and keep them fresh, but also too, if I give you a whole manual like this, you ain't going to touch it. So we're going to customize it for you. So obviously the first 4 sessions of Jumpstart, and then all the additional things build out into it. So this way too, if you have a meeting either with me or your broker or your mentor or your coach or whatever, bring your binder with you. And it lets them see where you're at, what you've gotten done, what you haven't gotten done, where your glitches are, and it makes more effective time for us with you, and your time with us as well. So that is my suggestion there. Also, each of the pages in the handout are numbered along with the PowerPoint. So if by chance you have to step out, come back in, the page number is connected to the page number of the handout. Boom, there you have it. Okay, so a couple class rules. As always, phones off or silent to respect those that are around you, that they're not being disturbed. Yes, I did get mine off. Be open to some new ideas. And that's what I want you to be open to. Be open to have some new ideas. And I always like to ask, may I have your permission to be blunt and honest with you? Tell you what you need to know, not always what you want to hear. You okay with that? Give me a thumbs up. Everybody thumbs up? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, all right. Phew. I always worry about that one. The next thing I'm going to ask you is to hear my heart, forgive my mouth, because sometimes it blurts out. Now, I will tell you, I've gotten pretty good over time because I've done this a few times. So if I know it's coming, I'll usually warn you to hang on and remind you that you've given me permission and you need to hear my heart, and then it's going to shoot right out. So I'm very passionate about making sure that agents in this industry are living up to the level of professional quality service and care in the industry that it's needed. And if you're not, and I find out, I'll probably call you out on it. All right, so you do have to laugh at my stupid jokes. There you go, that was it. Bingo! She paid attention. All right, I love it. All right, but mainly I want you to learn something new. I want you to learn something new, and at the end, I'm going to ask, what is your aha, what is your takeaway? Because whether it's my stuff, Donnie's stuff, Sarah's stuff, David's stuff, Brian Buffini stuff, Tom Ferry stuff, anybody else that teaches in the industry or in the world as far as that goes, the information is no good until you take it and implement it. So that's what I want you to do. And I used to see agents all the time. They would go to all this classes, and we used to pay big money for workshops and classes. And you walk out and you go, okay, so what's your aha, what's your takeaway? Oh my God, there's just so much I just don't know. And a week later, same question, same answer. A month later, same question, same answer. 3 months later, same question, same answer. A year later, same question, same answer. And their business is still in the toilet where it was a year ago. And it's like, well, why did you spend $2,000 to go to that workshop if you're not going to take anything from it and put it into action? So that is my, if nothing else, learn to take what you're hearing and what you're learning and put it into action one thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. So there you go, obviously, and implement what you've learned. Boom, my new slide. There we go, got it. All right, so I always like to start off with a word of wisdom for you. This is a Zig Ziglar. If you've never listened to Zig, you can find him on YouTube. He's gone now, but his wisdom, his character still lasts and withstands the test of time. So go ahead and look him up if you don't know him. Lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24 hours in the day. And there are people that are making, okay, I'm going to step on toes, more money than you are, and you're looking at going, I want to get to that level, and guess what? They have the same amount of time that you do. Refer back, session 2, jumpstart time blocking. How do you time block? Because you cannot manage time. It starts at midnight, rolls around to noon, rolls around to midnight, and starts all over again. I cannot say, okay, today's going to be crazy. I need like 28 hours today, but tomorrow I only want 14. It doesn't work like that. So what are you doing with the 24 hours you got? So it's the lack of direction, not the lack of time. Boom. Okay, you ready to jump in? Yep. Yeah. All righty. So the first thing we want to talk about real quick is, what is leverage? It is basically using something that already exists to your benefit and to take your business or whatever you're doing to the next level. Repeat after me. I do not need to reinvent the wheel. Boom. Okay, there we go. We're good. All right, so the benefits of leverage, again, it's allowing you to do more with the time that you've got available to you. So again, do not reinvent the wheel. I gotcha. All right, so let's talk about the first thing is your website. If you go to page 2 of your handout, it will be there. So I want to hit some bullet points on your website. First off, session 1, jumpstart. Do you have your own domain name? Please tell me yes. Yes. Okay, who does? Who doesn't? Okay. If you do not own your own domain name, this is my personal opinion. I have taught agents this for the last 150 years. Yeah, I'm old. So, and domains weren't around 150 years ago, so that doesn't work. Okay, here's the difference. We all have a website through KV Core. How many of you have your KV Core set up? Give me a thumbs up. No thumbs, okay. Got it? Okay. All right, if you have KV Core, you automatically have a website. It is yourname.samsonproperties.net. All right, so you already have a website there. We've talked about KV Core in the past in sessions 1 and sessions 3 and 4 of Jumpstart. Take KV Core a bite at a time. We're not going to talk about all the bells and whistles it's got. We're going to talk about, okay, it's like racehorses. You put your little blinders on and focus on one thing at a time. Because if not, it is overwhelming. It will turn you into a, eyeball spinning, and you're going to call me and go, oh, but I can't do this. Okay? Back up one step at a time. What is the one thing I need to learn today about KV Core? And then tomorrow or the next day, what is the next one thing I need to learn? That is how you're going to build it out without it driving you to drink. All right, so the benefits of having your own domain name, and I love this that Samson is so passionate about having agents build out their own brand, because people will do business with you because of you. They don't care what color sign you've got, and they do not care what brand is on there. okay? They're going to work with you because of you. So you're building out your own brand. When you've got your own domain name, yes, you can, and we talked about, I think, session 1 in Jumpstart, about the benefit of going with a Google domain versus a GoDaddy domain. If you haven't listened to that, go back and check it out. It's in Samson University, because there is a huge price difference, okay? Once GoDaddy's got you in, they can jack the price up and you're stuck. Because if you cancel a domain name thinking you're going to go to the other platform, that domain name is dead for 75 to 90 days. You have no idea how long it's going to be shut off. What they do is assume that you just forgot to pay the bill, and they're going to leave it dormant for a while, and then at some point, it'll come back. If it's a really good one, there are people whose business is to buy up domain names and then turn around and resell them. So you may need, so if you lose it and you go, oh shoot, and you try to get it back, it may cost you $1,500 to get the same domain back. So just know that there's a difference between the GoDaddy and the Google. Jumpstart session 1, I think we talked about it in depth, so go back and reference to that. But the beauty of having your own domain name, now, not that you would ever be stupid enough to leave Samson, but if you did move out of the area and you want to keep your domain name with you, I mean, let's say you go to an area that doesn't have a Samson, by having the domain name, it stays with you, not the company. And I know that there's a lot of other companies out there that have always promoted, you use our domain, you use our email. Danger, danger. Until such time you realize, either by choice or by force, or the company's folding, and you've got to move to another company, and then you find out that you've lost everything you've built. So, lesson number 1, always have your own domain name. It's building yours. If you need help with deciding whether you want to, what you want, let me know. And I always encourage you to try to have your domain name and your email address the same. So one of mine is 4houseinfo@gmail, and I've got 4houseinfo.com. All right, so, and it's been with me for a long time. And I still occasionally get people from California that'll still email me or message me. So, because it stayed with me through whichever companies, I've been with, and now 10 states away. So make sure you've got your domain name. Now let's talk about how and why. Obviously have your email address. Have you looked at your website lately? I'm getting, okay. Go back and take a look at it, because you need to know what is on it so that you can help drive traffic to your website. I always have to giggle when agents say, well, when you Google my name, nothing comes up, or my website's at the bottom of the 150 million roster. Well, okay. So what are you doing to promote your website or to drive traffic to your website? Well, nothing. Is it on your business card? No. Do you have any information of value on your website? I don't know. I've not looked at it. I also want to go, really? So do go take a look at the website and see what's on it. Anytime that you can drive traffic to your website for people to get information, it's a good thing, because, again, it's the algorithms. I don't understand it, but I just know it works magically behind the scenes. The more people that are going to your website, it's going to boost you up on the algorithm of the Google searches. I know enough to be dangerous. That's about what I know about algorithms, all right? So, but just know it's important to have it and to drive traffic whenever possible to your website, and we're going to get into that a little bit more. All right, so let me ask you a question. Did you know that you can add a custom page to your KV Core website? Yes? No? Not sure? Woo! Guess what? You can. And this non-techie gal figured out how to do it. And if I can figure out, we all can do it, because I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, one of the things we're doing that's going to be when this class goes back up into Samson University, I'm going to be doing some little mini videos with on-screen, click here, and I've learned to enlarge my mouse, my little cursor mouse, and so you go here, then you go here, and that's how it makes it happen. I even think I have it embedded in here for you. So again, if I can figure that out, I was so excited, but it was like midnight and nobody wanted to talk to me at midnight. Well, I could have, yeah. And the good thing is I have friends in California that are on a 3-hour time difference. It's only 9 o'clock their time. So I'll call and they go, is everything okay? What's wrong? Why aren't you sleeping? Because I'm bouncing off the wall with ideas. So one of the things that we want you to do is look at your website, obviously, what information is on there, but then we're going to show you how to add a custom page so that free reports can be added to it. Now, when I do my email signature, I can have a link on there that says, visit my website for free reports. If you are going to direct anybody to your website with a click here, always, 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 always have where that link is going to take them and for what. Because if not, they ain't going to click on it. We've all been, gotten spam, whatever. So always, always, always have click here to go to or access my website for whatever it is. And you can put that link for the resource page, that whole link, and it will take them straight to the resource page. Now you can also do it for searching properties. Click here to access my website for property searches. All that information can be on your website. Now you've got a reason for your signature line on your business cards, any flyers, anything else to drive traffic to your website and start building it up. Now, are you paying for your website? Oh, good answer. So that means it is free. Do we like free? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, so custom website page. I want to make sure that you add on your signature line a link to your website. Now, I know we're going to be on a time slot today, but as soon as we are done, I'm going to pack up my stuff. I'm going to go across the hall to the conference room over there, and anybody that wants to see how to do it, I will walk you through it. And if you have your laptop with you, we'll make sure that it's done and done correctly and working. So, bam, there you go. All right, let's take a peek at your website page that is going to allow you to add a custom page. Look, and I've even numbered it. So the first thing you go to obviously is your Cardinal Nest. You go to KV Core, to your website that's going to come up. On the far left-hand side where the little gold arrow and the number 1 is, that is the icon that'll take you to your website. You click on that. Number 2, where it says Custom Pages, boom, that's what you're creating. 3, New Page. Who got lost on that? Nobody. Nobody. 1, 2, 3, boom, we got it. Now, the next thing is going to bring you to this page. What is the title? Free reports. What is the category? Again, fill that in. But the page content, which is the third red arrow down, that is just like a Word document. And so you will have your free reports, whatever information, do a copy paste, drop it in there, and boom, it'll show up. Now, when you go to your main website, and yeah, this is mine, under Resources, when you click the down arrow on the Resources, it's going to take you over to this page, and Free Reports is where it's going to show up. Can we all say wow? Wow. I need a wow, okay? As simple as that. And you can load up as many free reports or newsletters, which we're going to cover next, or anything else, mark it up. I mean, anything you want. You can customize your website here within KV Core to do amazing things. Now, I will tell you, Lori O'Day is phenomenal. She is our go-to source when all else fails. Do not go to Lori and say, hey, how do I set up my website? Because it's already set up, all right? What I'm going to encourage you to do is, A, go into Samson University or your Cardinal Nest. In the little search box, put in what you're looking to do. Find the link. It should walk you through it. And what I always like to do is I have one tab open with the instructions and another tab open with the actual page. That way I can pause it and toggle over to the other and do it. Do it one step at a time, okay? Don't watch 20 minutes and try to remember everything and go back and do another page. That's how our brains work. So if you cannot find what you're looking for and you are stumped, then email Lori and say, I've tried to find it, I'm looking for this, be specific with what you're needing. Ask her if she will send you the link or the instructions of how to do that. She will, because she can do it from wherever she's at. Now, if you absolutely are stuck and are doing something, fancy smancy, and you need a one-on-one with her, you can schedule time for a one-on-one with her as well. But don't go to her, because there's one of her and how many of you guys? 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, okay. So be respectful of her time as well. She's gonna owe me for this one. But just make sure that you're trying to find it, and then ask her where you can get the instructions or if she can send you the link for it, okay? She'll appreciate it. Now, the only issue I have with Lori is I asked a couple weeks ago if she could figure out how to get KV Core to vacuum for me, and she hadn't done it yet. I'm just saying. So I'm hoping that someday she'll respond back and say, hey, Lynn, not only can I get KV Core to vacuum, but I can get it to dust and do the laundry. Okay, it can sing and dance, might as well figure out how to make it do that. So anyway, Lori, we love you. Thank you for being there for us, but make sure that you are doing your part as you go to her and say, hey, I need help, okay? All right, so there it is. Just talked about that. Make sure you email her with, asking for the link or the directions as to what you need. All right, so also on your website, how do you drive traffic? We're going to add the link to your email signature and add the free reports, all that other kind of stuff. Again, it's driving traffic to your website. This is another good one I want to share with you, QR codes. Now, I did a little bit of research. There's lots of companies out there that'll provide a QR code. I've got no skin in the game on anyone, but this one was told to me, and I went ahead and checked it out. Again, if this non-techie gal can figure it out, you can as well. And if you need help, I'll be over there after class. QRcode-monkey.com, in my opinion, right now is the best place to go. It is click, 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 done, got it. Now, what I like about the QR code monkey is you can actually add a picture, a logo, a something into the center of the QR code, okay? Typically, and again, people are asking, well, don't you have to pay for it, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you want the analytics that go with a QR code, then yes, you need to pay for that. Do you need that now? I don't think so, okay? But if you needed it to track where business was coming from, then that would be an option. I don't think that you need it because we're talking about what's free, and we all have a big budget for free, right? Okay. When you looked at your budget and you created your budget, you should have a really big category for free. You with me? Yeah. Okay, good. The QR code monkey is a great way to go. Again, you can get, I think it allows you 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever it is, free QR codes. Once you've got them, you save them on your computer like a picture, and you can insert them anywhere you want. You can put them on business cards, flyers, property, I mean, anything, anywhere. There's lots of stuff that you can do, and you can go with them. So the possibilities there are endless as well. And yes, we may actually do a mini-series link under this one with other uses for your QR code. Now, they were popular several years ago. They kind of phased out for a bit, and now they've kind of come back into fashion again. So I want to make sure you guys know they're available, they are free, and how you can leverage them and how you can use them, okay? Now, as a bonus for class today, I will have a handout for each of you. I'll put it over there at the end of the class. It is 10 tips on using QR codes. For those that are watching, it's going to be back in the Cardinal Nest for you, the QR code, 10 tips to use it. Because there's certain things you want to take into consideration of size, the placement of where it's going to be. If you're going to use it on a bulletin board, don't have it this big where people are walking by and they've got to lean over and take a picture of it. So there's placement and other things to take into consideration. When you kind of read it, you go, oh yeah, well that makes sense. But sometimes we need that, oh yeah, that makes sense moment. So that'll be coming to you as a bonus from today. Yay! So there is your QR code tip. So make sure you find it online, or if you're here, I have a few copies for you. So what is the bonus of driving traffic to your website? Search engine optimization. Basically, that's it. Because if someone's going to come back and Google you, let's say they remember you, they forgot, and they need to Google you, they can find you. Now, do other agents Google other agents? Yes, they do. Do potential clients Google you? A referral, if someone was to refer you, is that person more than likely going to go Google you? They want to see if you're going to show up. They want to see your website. And so by not having a website, you are shooting yourself in the foot. It's free. Don't do it. All right? So just make sure that you've got that embedded in. All right. Ready for the next component? Yeah. All right, we're on a roll. Where to find free newsletters. Who currently uses a newsletter? Sometime. Who doesn't use a newsletter? Hand up. Oh, we're going to change that real quick. Okay. Do you have a budget for free? You do? You got budgets for free? Awesome. All right. So here's what I like to be able to say. Is it an option? Because there's several platforms available, and I'm going to give you a handful of them. Is it an option? Yes, it is an option. Is it your only option? No. Is it your best option? That's for you to decide. I use this, is it an option? Is it your only option? Is it your best option? With all my buyers and sellers as well. I would always include that into my consultation with them because I always felt that part of my job was to be their advocate and their consultant. And if I did those two things, then I got to be their realtor. And their PPS. Who knows what the PPS stands for? Katie, what's the PPS stand for?
Personal problem solver.
Professional problem solver. Personal problem solver works as well. But your PPS is the professional problem solver. That's what we do, right? In this business, that is what we do. We solve the problems from point A to point Z until we get to settlement. And then the problem is, okay, you got this big check. What are you going to do with it? And no, you can't spend it all because you need to put some in savings and some to the IRS. I know, that class is coming in a couple months. All right, so just know, is it an option? Is it your only option? Is it your best option? And my mission today is to give you several options so you can decide which one, hit your hot button, and which one you like the best. All right, boom, where to find your free newsletters. First off, there is one in Cardinal Nest. Who knew that? A few hands went up, okay? You two don't count. You work for the company, okay? Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, I was looking. Did you notice I looked? Yeah, okay. So there is an awesome, yeah, they're in my tote bag. There is a front back page of a newsletter. What I would suggest, though, is when you download it, take Donnie's picture off of it. Take his information off of it. Add your own. Okay. Huh? Yeah, there you go. So the funny part is, you know me, I like my story time with you because I get to share, I got stories. So I had taught this class on free reports. Oh, it was a buyer consultation I did. So my gang got their buyer consultation. Their job was to customize it. In other words, take my picture and my information off the front page and add theirs in. So one of the gals in class quickly had to go do a consultation. I don't remember if it was for buyer or seller. I think it was for seller. And she grabbed it and took it in, did the presentation. A day later, I get a phone call. Says, it was so nice to meet you. And I'm going, who is this? I didn't say it, but I'm thinking it. She says, well, you came by the other night to do the, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I just started giggling because I knew she had that appointment, so I knew who it was. And I said, oh, okay. I said, so her and I, I just covered it. I said, her and I worked together. Great, great, great. And she goes, oh, okay. So she was a little confused, but all good. And so I called her and I said, so apparently I did a really good job at my listing consultation the other night. She goes, what? I said, did you forget to customize it? I will not tell you what came out of her mouth. It was a bad word, but it was funny. Okay, so make sure you customize your stuff and double check it. So yes, in Cardinal Nest, under your resources, there is a 2-page front back newsletter that is pretty much already ready to go. You just have to customize it, take Donnie's stuff off. Now, if you want to put mine on and leave it on, I'm okay with that. But make sure that you customize it and it's ready to go. Now, I did it the other night. It does take less than 10 minutes. If it's taking you more than 10 minutes, we need to talk because I need to figure out why you're so pokey. Okay? And I was going to say, okay, hear my heart, forget my mouth. So unless you have had too much to drink and you're moving really, really slow, not a good time to be customizing stuff. So just make sure that you can do it quickly. And if not, talk to me. We'll make sure you got it up and going. All right. The other source you have is your home warranty companies. They're listed in your handouts. And yes, there are paid versions as well. Do you need to buy the paid versions? No. Okay. There's enough out there that is free. So let's talk real quick. Let me see if it's on my next slide. Nope. I'm going to go back. Take a look at your handouts on page 2. Not only is there one through the Cardinal Nest that's available to you, Super Home Warranty has a blog. They don't have a newsletter yet that I was able to find, but they do have a blog that you can copy and use in free reports and other stuff as well. So just know that that's there. 210 Home Warranty, which is again another one of our preferred vendors. I've got the website listed there for you. They too have a blog and they do have some information. Basically what I have found over time, I'm going to go ahead and throw out that all. You never use all, never, and always. But all the home warranty companies I've ever researched do have information for agents to be able to pull and be able to use. Okay? So just know it's already out there. It's free. Another one that has been my all-time favorite, again, full disclaimer, they are not a preferred vendor for Samson, but they have a dang good newsletter, is Old Republic. Again, I've got a sample in my tote bag. I apologize I didn't bring it up, but I will get it near the end of the class and let you guys take a peek at it. If you want to do, and again, start somewhere. You can always change it out later. But let's say you take a look at the one from, I'm just going to say Old Republic, and you go, you know what, I really like that. We can get you set up with the account in less than 10 minutes. It is that easy to do. Once it is set up, I used to do this in class, we would have a race in class. Everyone would pull their laptops up, and when I say go, they would log into their Old Republic, go to the tools, go to the marketing tools, drop down, pick the month, because there's 4 months already ahead that are posted up, and send it to print. Whoever got it to the printer and it came out first won the prize. Okay? Typically 22 to 30 seconds was all it took to go log in, click, 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 boom, bam, it was done. And was to the printer. Do not tell me you do not have 30 seconds to create a newsletter. I'm just saying. Now, if you want to write one yourself, really? Whew, we'll talk later in private. But if you think, well, none of these are good enough for me and I want to create one myself, fine. Knock yourself out. It can be done. It can be done in any format template that you want. Can you do it in Canva? Yes. Can you do it actually in KV Core? And then send it out as an email blast? Yes. But is it the best use of your time? Read my lips. No. In my opinion, no. I would rather have you out handing out a free newsletter to somebody than to sitting and spending 2-3 hours creating one. I always giggle when somebody tells me, I was working on a property flyer and it took them 2 hours. I go, what the heck were you doing? Oh, girl, we need to talk again. We need to talk again. Yeah, we're going to streamline that. Because you should be able to get a flyer done in 30 minutes or less. Now, putting it in the MLS is a whole different story. But learn to master it and get it where you can do it quickly. All right, do not reinvent the wheel. It's already there. So there are 5 options for getting a free newsletter that isn't you creating it. Now, paid versions, there's a company called Remark. I've loved them for years. It's REAMARK. They've got some great marketing ideas. It's all about real estate, and they've got some great things. So whenever my brain went whoosh and I couldn't think of something, I would often refer to Remark either online or with a catalog, and it would let me kind of, joggle my brain into creative mode. They do have newsletters as well. Are they good? Yes, they are. But do you need to pay for them? No, you don't. Okay? There's already free newsletters that are there. So let's talk real quick. Now that you got it, what are you going to do with it?
You work it.
Work it. All right. So here are some ideas how to use your newsletter. First off, if you have finished your session 3 of Jumpstart and you have your database all sorted and organized and you want to send them out, the best thing you can do is you can attach them to an email. You can embed them, a little more complicated, into an email, a little more challenging, but you can attach them and then have the message in the email body, send them out. Then follow up with those in your database to say, hey, I sent you the email or the newsletter. It's got some good tips in there. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to continue to get it by email or do you want it by snail mail? What works for you? They will usually tell you whether they want it mailed or emailed to them. All right? So at my peak, I was probably, when I finally converted over, I probably only had about 50 a month that went out by mail, and the other ones went out by email, all right? Or carrier pigeon, that works too. All right. You also want to have them to hand out. I would rather hand out a newsletter to someone instead of a business card. Because what are they going to do with the business card? They're going to drop it in their purse, then later they're going to pull it out, stick their gum into it, fold it in half, and throw it away. Now, it's pretty tacky when they do that in front of you. I'm just saying. So the newsletter, she's laughing. With my business card? She said, I do that. I said, with my business card? No, with others. So you can hand them out. Now, how many of you ever go to a restaurant and you pay the bill? Please tell me yes, okay? And you leave a tip, okay? How many of you have left your business card with the bill when you've left? Or better yet, leave the newsletter with it, because most of these you can tri-fold them so they can, yeah, fold pays off though. They got to live somewhere, and some of the servers, they make good money, so they can buy. But some of these you can tri-fold, and on the part of the back is your mailing information. So there's a spot right there. You're not mailing it. You can leave them a love note. I appreciate the great service I got. I always, look for opportunities to provide great service to others as well. The next time, when the home no longer meets your needs, let me know. I'd love to give you great service as well. Boom. Now, how much did that cost you? Nothing. Maybe a nanu of a penny of ink that you're leaving the message on. Or better yet, you get some ink pens that are branded with you, and you leave the ink pen with them. Now, you really want to take it up a notch? Yeah. Boom. Get the cute ink pens that have the 4 colors on them. Leave those with servers or at restaurants or any place you go that they're always looking for a pen. Okay. Leave those behind with a couple of newsletters. Now, you see where we're going? I see the little eyes are spinning. I'm starting to see the smoke coming out of the ears, all right? If you've got your newsletter, you can use them for pop buys. Boom, all right? You can also leave them if you have to go to a doctor or a dentist. Now, granted, I know with pandemics that we had and we're afraid of germs, everything's been pulled out, but guess what? They're all starting to come back again. Not that I would know that this could be done. I'm just saying. You could take one of those newsletters and slide it into a magazine that's sitting on the counter of wherever you're at. Now, I taught this, and I had a gal in class that was crazier than Katie and I are. And she went to the bookstore. All the real estate books that were at the bookstore. You got it. She would take her newsletter, put the note on there, when you're ready to look for a home or to buy or to sell, I'm your go-to source. I have free reports that'll help you. And she would stick it in every book in the bookstore that was in the real estate. You know, the real estate for dummies was her favorite. Yeah, especially the FSBO stuff. I'm just saying that is an idea that could be done. It did. It did. Yeah. She got a call from someone one day just giggling and laughing and said, oh my God, I bought this book a month ago. We were thinking we were going to, do the for sale by owner by ourselves. I saw your flyer in the middle of it and thought, oh my God, I got to call this person. Because if they're that creative in marketing, that's who I want marketing my property. And yeah, it was on about an $800,000 listing. So calculate commission. Was it worth to print a flyer? And what does it cost you to print a newsletter at your office? Okay. Brilliant or brilliant? Brilliant. All right. Your brain's going? All right. Well, let's keep them going. Here's the thing that I want to encourage you. Learn to bloom where you are planted. If you have to go to a doctor's office or a dentist or something, slide those little suckers in wherever. You can accidentally leave one behind. Oops. It's okay. Because are you talking to another human being? Do they live somewhere other than their car? Okay. So they need a roof over their head, whether it's a rental or a buy or a sell, because when will people decide to sell their home? Oh, wait, if you've listened to me on any of my stuff, when their home no longer meets their needs is when they will go, I need to sell, I need to buy, whatever. All right? I do not care what the economy is doing. We've talked about this in the recession-proof your marketing class. Remember when the market went up? Remember when the market crashed down? Yeah, nobody told me it crashed. I missed it. I totally missed it. Yeah, did it take longer for property to sell? Yeah, so what? Big deal. Were interest rates 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Yeah, so what? Big deal. You are still where we're at now. We're still at a 30-year low. Check the charts. They're out there. Hey, anything less than 10%, we're golden. Because people need a roof over their head. And they've got tax benefits of owning a home versus renting. So there's never a bad time. You know, people used to say, I'm going to wait till the market crashed. You know what my response to that was? Oh, can you tell me when that's going to be? Because we in the industry, the experts in the industry, are not going to know that it's hit rock bottom and crashed until 3 months or 2 months after it's hit bottom and we start seeing the numbers come up. So how are you going to know when it finally hit the bottom? And then you shut up and stare at them. Because the next one that talks loses. They usually at that point often have to get their foot out of their mouth before they can answer the question. But that was one of my favorite comebacks for those that thought they knew it all. So there you have it. But learn to bloom where you're planted. What I want you to do is I want you to think about who, for the rest of the week, who have you come in contact with that was another human being, dead or alive. That's a whole other class. And it's a good one too, by the way. But who have you come in contact with? What I want you to do is just start being aware of the other people, other than real estate agents, that you are coming in contact with on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. If you got kids in school, guess what? You occasionally have to go to school. And if you're smart, you'll have your name badge on. If you're really smart, you'll put it on upside down because it's going to be an attention and conversation starter. Okay? We talked about that in one of the classes, wearing it upside down. There you go. But learn to bloom where you're planted. Learn to take advantage of where you're at. Ask yourself, who have I missed? I want you to be aware, and then you're going to start going, okay, newsletter in my purse. You only need a couple. I used to have them printed out and ready to go. My mission was 2 a day, was to be left with somebody, and leverage that for free. Now, if you have an opportunity to chat with them, say, hey, you know what, I send these out every month or so. Would you like to get them on a regular basis? Now, if it's somebody at a restaurant or a grocery store that you see on a regular basis, leave one with them. You can also put a piece of candy or a lollipop on it, or a mint, or a gum even. Say, one of the cute sayings that goes with that, leave it behind. They can read it at break. And from there, when you see them next time, say, hey, did you get a chance to enjoy it? Not, did you get a chance to read it? Did you get a chance to enjoy it? Here's the next one, or can I email it or mail it to you? Which would you prefer? That is when you'll quickly get their information, okay? And you'd be surprised when somebody's in a checkout line while you're doing your ATM thing or whatever it is you're doing for payment, because you can't leave without paying. They can write their name and an email address on a piece of paper real quick, okay? I used to always make sure that I had little 3x5 file cards in my purse, just in case. Here, go ahead and jot it down on this, and then I'll go back and do my thing, all right? No, not really, just a little pocket. That's all it took, yeah. You thinking? We're going? We're good? All right. Woo! Next component, do not reinvent the wheel. The stuff is already out there. Use what's already there and use what's already free. All right, so we're going to talk about free reports. So, how many of you currently have free reports? I see a couple little hands go up. How would you like to have free reports? Then you're my BFF. All right? We are making available, there's several already right here in your handout. We're going to make them available online. If you are in class or if you are online and you email me, I will send them to you. All you have to do is customize them, unless you want to leave my information on there. Okay, but I think I've got it blocked off. Use the free reports that are out there. And yes, we're going to walk you through sooner than later how to add them to your website. Now you can drive traffic to your website for the free reports. Because if they see a free report and they want to get the other free reports, do not say, call me now. Because don't forget, they're drunk at 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't want them calling you. Trust me, you're not on call 24/7. Knock it off. All right? But you can send them to your website at 2 o'clock in the morning. And if there's someone that works shift work, either in law enforcement, first responders, medical, whatever, there's a lot of people that are coming home at 11, 12 o'clock at night that are still wide awake. And that is when they're going to do all this stuff, okay? They're not going to call you because they know they can't. But if they know that they can go to your safe haven, your website, you're golden. Drive traffic to your website. Be specific with where the link is going to take them and specific to what you're sending them to go get or to find. That's the key on websites. So for reports, mistakes first-time home buyers make. Who's ever worked with a first-time home buyer? Okay. Would a free report to them be beneficial? Everyone say yes. 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 All right. It talks about the common mistake of looking for a home before looking for or getting your loan in place. Now, story time. I always crack up on the stuff that I get to hear. Some of it, I've often said I'm going to do a segment called "Can't Make This Up," and you got to fill in the, okay? Because if I said what I wanted to put in there, I'd probably get fired. So, or people would go, "Really? You actually said that?" Mm-hmm. I got to figure out another name. So one of the things that, and again, I heard an agent say this and I just went, oh dear God, that actually came out of their mouth. Their comment was, my job is to find them the house they want. Your job as the lender is to figure out how to finance them. Y'all online ought to see the blank stares I'm getting. It is comical. It's like, what? Yeah, somebody actually said that. We ain't going to go there. All right. So having some free reports for first-time home buyers, especially mistakes first-time home buyers make, is huge. It is awesome. Have that available. Bam, there's one right there. Okay? You can download it from the Nest. You can do a copy-paste. obviously add your information to it, and boom, you've got it. Another one is why buying might be better than renting. That is always a great one. And on this chart, it shows that if they're paying $2,000 a month in rent, over 15 years of renting, they have just spent $360,000 with no tax break and no ability to paint the front door. All right? So just remember that that is great information. Another one that's available is creating an inexpensive curb appeal. Okay? What are the things that every seller should think about doing before email me? Okay? They're also going to be in the Cardinal Nest. They're already up. Okay? And they're on your handout as well. So you can just do a copy and paste and dap them over. So creating an inexpensive curb appeal is a great thing for anyone, whether they just want to give their place a fresh up or whether they're thinking, okay, I need to sell in 3 months. Where do I start? What do I do? There you go. All right. Another one. Things to check out or change out in your new home. Please make sure that anybody and everybody has it. Excuse me 1 second. Need to take a sip. My cute little poodle cup. Yes, I had poodles at home. All right. So things that you want to change out. First and foremost, please, dear Lord, recommend to all buyers immediately change out the locks. We don't know that Uncle Tommy is getting ready to get out of jail and it still has a key and is going to come back. Does that happen? Yes. Has it happened? Yes. So here's a list of stuff that may want to be as a recommendation of things to change out once they have bought a new home. Keys need to be first and foremost. All right. The next free report that we've got for you is 7 things not to do during the loan process. How many of you that are seasoned agents have had a loan fall apart because the client did something stupid in the midst? Yes, I see some hands going up. If not, it will. Your job is to be their advocate and their consultant. Your job is to make sure they sign this in blood. In the buyer consultation and the seller consultation I have, especially on the buyer side, I have a list of the things that they cannot do during the loan process. And I tell them, you are going to sign this in blood. They giggle. I hand them a red pen. I said, blood or ink, which do you want? And I literally make them initial and put a smiley face or a star or something on that page because I want it to stand out. 30% of loans, according to some last report I heard, will fall apart because the client did something stupid and threw off their debt-to-income ratio, and boom, there you be. It is a lot. And especially as the loan-to-income ratio is real tight, and lenders are real tight because you got no wiggle room, all right? So just make sure that as their advocate and their consultant, you are advising them the importance of this, and yes, get them to sign it in blood or red pen, whatever. It's 1 o'clock. Okay, I've got my timer up here, so I know we got about 10 minutes to wrap down. We are good on time. Thank you very much. All right, on page 6 of your handout, there are a laundry list of other options for free reports. It is endless. Absolutely endless. What I would recommend you do, and I think this is going to need to be a whole class in and by itself, in session 3 of Jumpstart, we talk about you going to your sphere of influence and asking them who do they know that's done service on their house, painter, plumber, whatever. And then how to take that information, connect it to free reports, get them to buy in on it, get them to help you create the free reports. You have just knocked it out of the park. This will probably be a mini session that'll attach to this one because this one is too good. It is too good to let go. So, and I know a lot of agents go, well, this is a great idea, but how do I do it? I'm going to give you the step-by-step to how to do it. So if you, in the meantime, if you have not listened to Jumpstart in its series, you got to go through it the first time and listen to the whole thing. Leave a nice comment, okay, please. Because what it's going to do, too, is it's going to entice other agents to go, oh, my God, I missed that. Yeah. So when you watch it, go back and post a nice comment on there. If you didn't like it, then just email me and tell me. I'll cry later. But we want to make sure that it's encouraging others to tap into it as well, so it ups it on the search engine optimization. But your possibilities are priceless and endless. I would go to your favorite lender, and we've got some great ones in-house, and ask them or show them the list and say, what else would you add to it? Because now you can co-brand it with them. Boom. Bloom where you're planted. You already have the resources at your fingertips. Do not reinvent the wheel. Another one that I was working on, which will be available to you down the road, is problems that pop up in houses based off the age of the house. So from the 1900s to the 1920s into the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, and so on. I connected with a gal down in Richmond, if you're watching, hello, and she came back because she specializes in historic properties. I said, perfect, take a look at this, add to it, subtract from it, what's your thoughts? She gave me a couple more things to add to it, so again, we're developing it out, okay? Another one we're gonna be developing out is questions to ask insurance when a new buyer is getting homeowners insurance. What stuff do they need to be asking? What do they need to know? Because again, they don't know, we assume they know, and we all know what happens when you start assuming things. Your job is to be the advocate, the consultant, and guide them through. All right, so the other ideas for free reports are listed on the bottom of page 6 for you. The possibilities are endless. You don't need to do 500 of them. You need 10 good ones, a few for buyers, a few for sellers, a few for renters. In fact, I say 4 for the buyers, 4 for the sellers, 4 for the renters. Where'd that moth come from? And you're good to go. And then you get your service providers who you've connected with through Jumpstart Session 3, building that out, to give you information to add into that and connect. Boom. Are we getting it? I'm seeing some heads nodding this way. It's always good to nod your head this way. You know why? That way when it falls off, you can catch it. There was supposed to be a laugh. Okay, loud enough. All right. The point that I want to drive home is this stuff is already there. It's free. You do not need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to take Session 2, Jumpstart, time blocking out stuff to get projects done. The little Post-it notes are your friend. You put the Post-it notes, what are the tasks that you need to get done in the next 30 days? Put this on there. It's a matter of downloading it, customizing it, done. Where do I put it? How do I put it? Bam. Completed, down to the bottom. Now what's your reward? All right. Good. Good, good, good. How to tie into your vendors of the month, that is going to have to be a mini-series that I will do. Stay tuned, take a breath, that will come. Another fun one that we can add in is on some of the free newsletters, there's a recipe of the month. Okay? One of the things that I did was I found out who was enjoying those, and I found out who liked to cook, and I asked them, especially if it was kid-friendly, and I know the Old Republic one has kind of a, a very simple, it's not gourmet cooking, it's just a good, simple, down-to-earth. I found out who my cooks were, my chefs were, and I said, hey, would you be part of my, recipe of the month testers? They go, sure, what do you need me to do? So 2 months ahead of time, I will get them the newsletter, because it's already available. I would send it to the 10 of them. They were with the kids, if there were kids in the household, they would try out the recipe, give me some feedback. Then, when it came time, 2 months later, to post that as my newsletter of the month, and I emailed it out, and I would do it as an attachment in the body of the email. Here's your newsletter of the month. Here's the topic and the article, the topic and the article, the top, and there's 4. And then at the bottom was, here's what my taste testers had to say. And I would put it in there, and with your permission, I'd have your name in there, or with your permission, I'd have the kid's name in there. Now, if I'm going to send Katie a newsletter where her and her kids and her grandkids got to feedback on the recipe, do you think she's going to sit on it? No, everybody that she knows in creation is going to get a copy of that because the kids or the grandkids were mentioned in it. I ain't stupid. I may look it, but I'm not always, okay? So you leveraged it out. Did it cost me anything? No, a few minutes of time. And then I started getting calls from other clients that say, well, you know what, me and my kids like to cook, and we enjoy those recipes too. Is there room to be part of your taste testing team? Let me think. Yes. So they got it ahead of time as well. And then I'd always say, you know, when you're done enjoying this, please forward this email on to any of your friends, families, or coworkers. Nice. Yeah. Good answer. Okay. So you see how just, and I always say, think outside the box. All right. Boom. There you go. All right. So you have just been given about 16 new ideas, tips, and techniques. There is no excuse whatsoever that you should fail in this industry. You should be blossoming and growing right now to the 9. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I want you to be that uncola because there's enough other real estate agents out there that aren't doing diddly squat. Oops, yes, I did say that. You shine. You be the uncola. You do something different, unique, and creative. Have fun with the business because there are times it's going to drive you to drink. So you might as well have fun with part of it. So think outside the box. If we're going to play tic-tac-toe, trust me, I'm going to win because I'm going to be the O's and I'm going outside the box. As long as it is legal, ethical, and moral, you're good to go. Have fun with this as well. I know a lot of us have this creative side to us. Embrace it. Yeah, you better know the legal side and know your contracts, but still embrace it. So think outside the box. So we're going to take a minute. If we can get our mic up, I want to hear your ahas, your takeaway. And as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for being online. If you want to email me your aha, your takeaway, lhamilton@samsonproperties.net, as you know is my email. Thank you to Cardinal for always taking good care of us and sponsoring us. And remember, I don't care what you know. I want to know what you're doing with what you know. All right, so let's jump in. Let's get some aha, some takeaway. We'll just start up here and just zigzag around. I call everybody out. Oh, and then I have one more thing for you. So, aha, takeaway.
How to drive traffic to my website.
How to drive traffic to the website. Excellent.
You got one?
That's the one. Yeah, aha, takeaway. What's your aha, takeaway?
My aha moment is to get the domain name through Google instead of GoDaddy.
Yep, get your domain name through
my
Google
takeaway
versus
is the creative side of placing your newsletters, like the dentist's office and stuff. So I also thought about leaving it in a cart at the grocery store.
Yep. Oops, leave it in the cart at the grocery store. Good job. Thank you. Hang on to that. Yes, ma'am.
Aha takeaway is about putting my newsletter just everywhere and putting some candy on it sometimes.
Absolutely.
And leveraging everything.
Leverage everything. Great. Aha takeaway.
Mine is creating the custom page with KB Core and also leaving the business card when you go out to eat and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Excellent. Can you hand me over this side? I'm going to throw these down and then I'll tell you how to use them.
Mine is this pretty much the same everybody else has said. I mean, I really liked your marketing ideas, leaving business cards random places or newsletters and places, and I think those are some great ideas.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Good. Aha takeaway.
Yes, I enjoyed the free reports that you mentioned and the pen branding. I thought that was genius, so thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Ladies, can you grab the mic up there? There we go.
You don't want to say anything? No.
You two don't count.
I was working.
You're
Well,
important to me.
I think my aha moment is I let my website with Google, I think, disappear for a few years now, but I think I need to get a website back
Yeah.
somewhere.
You just need your domain name,
Yes.
and you can forward it to this Samson
Right.
website that's connected to KV Core. You do not need to pay for your own website, by the way. I mean, there's a lot of people that do because, you know, back in the day, we used to have to pay $1,500 to even activate a website. And then it was $99 a month, and if you wanted to make a change, it was $250 to make a change. So, you know, the fact that you have a website, and I've seen agents that have really gotten into the grit with it, and they've made their KV Core site spectacular. So next time you're snowed in, that's your snow day project. All right, aha takeaway.
Mine is to put my URL for my website in my signature block.
Yes, yeah, and if you want to stay after, if you got, we're going to go over the other side, we'll do it. Grab the mic there for us. Aha takeaway.
I do need to work on my website or domain. I never paid much of attention, but I think it's very worth it. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Absolutely. Good job. Aha takeaway.
Mine is don't try to reinvent the wheel, especially if you can't.
Yeah, don't reinvent the wheel. So, excellent. And you want to hand the phone down to Alex?
Alex.
There we go. Speaking to the mic for us, aha takeaway so they can hear it online.
The very first thing you said, lack of direction and not lack of time.
Yep, because
So-
we all have that 24 hours in a day. Okay, very good. Thank you. Justin, we're done with the mic. So as I threw out to everyone, usually I throw puzzle pieces around, okay? This is your little treat for coming in today. This is one that I got through Remark 10 years ago. You always want to make sure that if it's got a calendar on it, it's still current. Do not ever put a calendar, by the way, on the back of your business cards because I'll come and haunt you. So especially if it's 2018, I'm just saying. All right. One of the reasons I like this or something similar to this is because one of the things you want to do in your mission statement, and the best mission statement ever, Jumpstart Session 1, it's in there. If your mission is to help your clients protect and maintain the value of their greatest asset, which is their home, by bringing information to them to help maintain or tips or tricks or anything else, you now have an open door for communication. Okay? Without it, you're blocked. Okay? The number one thing that agents say that they're afraid to call their clients over is, I don't know what to say. And they feel like they're bugging them. And as we've talked about this, so the who do you know that's thinking about buying or selling is the worst thing you can say. Because after the first or second time, they ain't going to respond to you. And when you ask them, who do you know that's thinking about buying or selling, and you get the deer in the headlights look, that's because you just asked them a stupid question their brain cannot process. And you wonder why we get a blank stare back. Now, being from California, I didn't understand that deer in the headlights look till I moved here. I quickly understood what the deer in the headlights look was all about. I'd go back to California and do my teaching and my seminars and my training, and guess what? I got to share it with them. So now they know about it. But when you have that as your mission statement, and we can all use it, because the people that I've got in my sphere is different from yours and yours and yours and yours and yours and yours and everybody's is different. So everybody can use it. The same thing when the home no longer meets your needs, I'm your go-to source. Or I'm here to help you with discovering your options. So when you use something like this, what is in there? Outdoor lighting makes your home inviting in the evening when many buyers drive by. Okay, is that a tip of the month? Yes. Okay, what is another thing you could do? Dollar Tree becomes your best friend. They actually have those little stab-in-the-ground solar lights. Get 2 of them. Add that with this as a pop buy, it's less than $3. I just got a wow. Okay, all right, and it ties right in. This is how, okay, we've always talked about the puzzle pieces connecting in and how it all fits together. You getting it? You getting it? All right. Don't reinvent the wheel. It's all right here for you. All right, so flip through a couple of extra ones. Your door is a big part of your first impressions. New paint and light fixtures will go a long way. So, can that be your tip of the month for any month? Oh, yeah, it can. So you see, okay, I'm getting the ahas going. That's what I want, the ahas. When you use that mission statement to help them protect and maintain the value of their home, you can go 3 years back to a newsletter that's still available, by the way, or one of these tips, by the way, and say, hey, I came across this, thought of you, boom, enjoy. Now, have you brought something of value? Yes. When you go to your vendor, okay, so let's say the, I'm just going to make this up. Let's see, the October issue of the newsletter that you can get online has an article in it about carpet cleaning. Okay? You go back to your sphere, to your service providers that do carpet cleaning, and say, hey, I'd like to feature you as my vendor of the month with a tip that we've got coming up in my newsletter. Would you give me 3 common mistakes that homeowners make or people make in regards to their carpet care? Can they do it like that? You ask them, they say yes, I've never been told no. I email them to confirm it. They give me an email back with the information, bam. Now when I send my newsletter out, guess who's my featured vendor? Okay? If you're mailing them, you can even be as brazen if you want and ask them if they'll pay for the postage. Because you're sending them out to how many hundred in your sphere or in your geo farm. Because guess what? If they take care of carpet, I know people with carpet, most of them are dirty. Just saying. All right? So are you seeing where these pieces are coming together? Boom. That be it. And with that, we're going to wrap it up. We are out of time. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, ma'am.
Also looking at this, I was thinking with the tips, we could post it on our social media too.
Hello. Yep. Her comment was you can post these tips on social media. You bet. I'm going to do a reminder post of don't put your regular business card on it. If you're going to use something like this, email me. I will send you back how to create a custom business card to go on here, even with a QR code if you have it, and drive them to your website for additional tips of the month. Boom. With that, we are done. All right, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us online. I thank you so much. We're going to shut down so that we can get cleaned up and get out of here before they grab the hook and yank me out. And for those that want additional tips and a couple hands-on thing, meet me over in the conference room. You're awesome. Be wonderful. You're welcome.